we also know that once you stop taking these, the weight actually comes back. Most of the weight you're gonna lose within the first 52 weeks, and weight loss typically stops at about 65 weeks. Hi there, my name is Rebecca. I am a physician. I have lost about 60 pounds on a whole foods plant-based diet with exercise. Now, I am reading the Michael Greger Ozempic book, but one of this, he kind of goes into the history of magic bullets, i.e. drugs that are gonna do all the work for you. I really actually loved that he did that, because in my career, I'm an anesthesiologist. I remember having to do cardiac echoes and stress tests on patients who had had Fen-Phen because of the cardiomyopathy that it caused. So the drugs come along about every few years. They sell incredible amounts and they make a crap ton of money. Eventually, it's gonna be tied to some horrible complications in some patients. And then the drug companies have to pay out some of the money that they made in settlements to the victims. It's only a small percentage of the money that they made to start with, and so they've still made quite a bit of money. And it seems to almost be a business plan. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Aminerex, appetite suppressant. It was pulled for causing lung damage years later, after the damage had been done. Fen-Phen, talked about it before. 18 million patients before it was pulled for causing severe damage to heart valves and to the heart muscle. Meridia, pulled for heart attacks and strokes. Acomplia, psychiatric problems, including suicide. Belviq, I remember this one, sold for 8 years before it was linked to cancer. If patients took it for a few years, colorectal cancer, pancreatic cancer, and lung cancer. Current drugs, other than the Ozempic, or Ozempic-like drugs. Simia, combination of a couple of weight loss drugs, including one which causes seizures if you abruptly stop it. Contrive, suicidal thoughts. Ali or Xenocol. Ali, I remember, and I hate to say, I actually did use it. I did. Because it blocks the uptake of fat so that all of the fat that you eat comes out of you from the other end. And you only lost like 3%, I'm sure I did not lose that much, 3% of your body weight with that. So with all of those, you're the average of weight loss. All of those that I mentioned already, 5%, just 5%. Now, the GLP-1s, the older ones, I think were about 6%. They're getting up around 15 now. But honestly, we don't know the problems with them. They cost a lot. We don't know what the long-term complications, we do know what the short-term, and a lot of them are not pleasant, between diarrhea, nausea, vomiting. And we also know that once you stop taking these, the weight actually comes back. Most of the weight you're gonna lose within the first 52 weeks, and weight loss typically stops at about 65 weeks. And then if you stop taking it, and you do not become a consumer for life of these drugs to the drug companies, then you're just gonna gain it back. And I'm just amazed at the side effects that we kind of talked about here and why people would be willing to do that for weight loss when fruits, vegetables, starches, beans, grains, all of those do not cause heart disease, diabetes, cancer, anything of that nature. In fact, they reverse it. In my opinion, instead of spending money on that with unknown side effects, why don't we go with what we know has good side effects, such as disease reversal and weight loss, with a whole foods plant-based diet and exercise. Hopefully you got something from this. I thought it was an interesting topic because I had forgotten how many drugs had been there, and this truly is in my lifetime. Bye guys.